file cabinet.
The one, the only, the file cabinet.
Never not going to be Feil.
Sorry, you told us about it.
Yep.
My fault.
Let's talk about you running leagues at Mokina. Again, you're 16 years old. You're running leagues for this club. It's a club that's got, you know, a good, rich history in this area. So it's a cool thing to be at the, you know, in the captain's seat of these leagues. How did you end up getting looped into being the guy who's running it?
So back in 2023, when I first started coming out to these leagues,
Way back in 2023.
Way back. for him, way back.
I would come out. So I remember the Circle One Club used to have this tent they would set up where they would sell some discs out of the tent. And I'd be like, oh yeah, whenever me and my friends would like ride our bikes by, we'd be like, oh yeah, that's like the tournament they got going on. And then one of these times we stopped by and asked them, what's going on over here? And we were like, is there some kind of tournament? And they were like, oh no, this is just our weekly league. We have it every Monday and Friday. And then they were like, we'd love to have you come out and play sometime.
Were you playing at that point?
I was. We were playing maybe once a month. So it was very...
Not really super serious.
No, not at
Just
all.
kind of horsing
It
around
was
with the
you
guys.
and Tyler.
Tyler and one of my other friends, Jackson, who's the one who started like us getting into the game. But
There's always
he
one
doesn't.
friend, right?
He doesn't play a ton.
I was going to say, like, I don't know who this kid is.
He's
so.
come out to Delwood a few times. You may have seen him. Long hair.
Okay.
But he's the guy who kind of got you guys.
Yeah,
he was like, guys, there's this cool thing we can do together.
Yeah, he got us into it for sure. And then we'd go out, and I remember our first time playing. It was fun. They gave us like our own junior division, and I ended up winning. They gave us our own CTP. I beat Tyler by 2, and I was super pumped because it's like our first real competition.
And he's been mad ever since.
Oh, dude, don't bring it up to him.
Now it's documented for all of eternity.
And then after that, I would just start coming out. I came out a few times after that, but then 2024 is when I really started coming out. Like I would come out to all their events, and that was the year when Scott Rangel, who is like the Circle One like founder, like CEO, we call him
former
the
guest of the
captain.
show.
El Chapo.
He's been on here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Yeah, he would do everything. He was running the Monday tags. He was running the Friday leagues. And after last year, he just kind of stepped away from the scene.
Yeah.
And we had Nick O'Reilly, who's now like the head honcho.
That's
Yeah,
my
Nick
boy.
was doing it for a while for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nick's
CFO.
great.
CFO.
Shout out Nick O'Reilly, by the way.
Oh,
he
for
can help
sure.
you with all your insurance needs.
Yeah.
That's who I get my business insurance through.
Nick's a
cool.
dog. Nick's a dog.
He's the man.
Yeah, he just was like, it's with Scotty leaving, it's been getting a lot of work and nobody else seems to want to step up. He's just like, if you're interested, maybe come out one of these times and just see how it is. And if that's something you'd want to help out with, maybe like once a month, then let me know. And you could come out here and just see how it all is. And I just thought it was super cool. So then after that, I was like, dude, let me do this. Let this be something that I can do.
You asked for it.
I did.
So cool.
And it's just super cool. I still do it. I did it most of last year, and I'm going to do it all of this year. And probably the year after that too.
Super cool to ask for the responsibility, to take the initiative.
Dude.
Because like you can't know what it's like to be burnt out from running leagues until you've done it. Because I think if you've never done it, you're just like, oh, you show up once a week and you just do it. It's like it's not that big of a deal.
Oh, it's so
There
easy.
is stuff that you have to do throughout the week to kind of prepare for it and make sure people are engaged.
Yeah.
So to take the initiative is awesome, but to do it at your age is like unheard of to me.
Not to mention the fact too, like I'm sure you hear it, Noah. Like your generation is constantly being ridiculed of like, oh, they don't want to work, they don't want to do stuff. Like it's so refreshing to see you want to take the initiative and to learn how to do this stuff because it is work. Like work isn't always something that you're going to be paid for. Like there's just going to be tasks in life that you just have to do because you have to do them. And you're learning that at 26. And I know guys that are in their 30s that don't even like get that concept yet. So like,
Just age.
I know that for you, like,
I think you're off by
you're
a
like-
little.
You just gave him an extra 10 years. You said
You're-
I don't know if
you're-
I'm 26
He's
yet.
16.
it's interesting for people that do it though as adults, you know, especially like you know, we've all done that type of thing for years and years, and it's, you know, it's part of my career. And like, you're taking the initiative at an age where it's just not happening.
Mhm.
And then you've got all these grown dudes that are coming to league night and are relying on you, the 16-year-old kid, and you're doing it. Like, and I feel bad. I've not even gone to one of your league nights yet, and I want to go. I will make it a point to go soon, and because it's just so awesome that you are taking the initiative on it.
I appreciate it.
You bet.
What goes into running the league for somebody who's never done it before? Obviously, you know, most older folks will kind of get it, but like, let's just lay it out there. What do you have to do as the guy who's running the league?
So I'd say the most important part is letting people know that it's happening. I will, a few days before, I'd say about each Saturday or Sunday, I'll get a post out onto Facebook letting people know we're playing on Monday. I'll give them the time, how much it costs to play, and the layout and what we'll be doing there.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
So you're established. You're 16 years old. Is Facebook weird for you to use? Like, if you had a method that is more current that you and your, would you use it? Is it very cumbersome? Do you like using it? Is it just what you feel like you have to use?
I feel like it's more something that I have to use, but it's not like a burden to use.
Okay.
I would mostly use Instagram for my social media stuff.
Sure.
Like, but there's a thing where you can have it like cross post to both Facebook and Instagram.
You don't utilize Instagram for Circle One stuff?
Not usually. I keep that more like
You should.
my tournament and personal.
Or the
Disc golf
Circle One
stuff.
has an Instagram account. You probably could ask Nick to just like
To have access.
I've never
just
seen
to
that
be able to
actually.
get the word out more
Yeah.
because I mean you're probably more well versed in Instagram lingo than Facebook, and you can make that work for you as well.
So you've got the promoting.
Yeah. Then after that, that's probably the biggest part is getting people to come out. Once you're there, all you got to do is, I like to keep a sign-in sheet of every person that's been there and how many, to keep how much of the money is going towards ace pot, CTPs, payouts, and stuff.
Basically, he's getting the accounting experience,
Right?
Yeah.
Seriously, dude.
And then so far we've had 2 weeks of tags, and I have taken down both of them.
Bastard.
The real reason why he's there.
He's making sure it's still going.
Keeping the number one tag back to back.
How many people are showing up
hilarious.
though? So you're already 2 weeks in, you
We're
said?
2 weeks in.
There's three.
Week
There's
one-
Tyler and there's Jackson.
How many people are showing up on average so far?
Week 1, we only had 10 people show up, but week
Lame.
2, I think we were up to 25 or 30.
Sick.
Dude, it'd
So-
be like
Oh,
that.
you'll get 50 people some of these summers.
Mhm.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that consistency.
Were you
like,
experiencing that many people last year when you were
Yeah,
doing
last year, we did good, and I'll bring this up now because I don't think it'll come up later, but I ran another league last year on Thursdays.
I was gonna say I don't remember it being Mondays.
Mondays
so
is
tell us
the,
about
the
that.
tags. Last year, me and Tyler loved when Circle One would do these random Saturday doubles tournaments.
Mhm.
And we were like, dude, you think there's going to be a Saturday dubs? And we were so hyped if there was. So we decided to start our own league on Thursdays for just doubles, random draw doubles.
Mhm.
And it was super fun. But the only problem is towards the end of the year, people just weren't coming out. We were getting like 5 people, 10 people
Yeah.
out there. We were just like, it's
Yeah.
not worth the time.
Right.
That's tough.
But
It's
yeah.
hard to keep going
Mhm.
when you're putting in the time and effort, and you're like, hello, is anybody listening?
That's what
Yeah.
I felt like.
Yeah,
I think the most stressful times for me running leagues and tags and stuff was when there were 5 people
Mhm.
or when there were 80 people.
Right.
Like anywhere in between was like sweet spot. But
Mhm.
then like when so many people showed up and it was, 11 o'clock tee off and 10:55 and there's still people in line,
Mhm.
or when 5 people show up and you're just waiting to see if anybody else will even, come out. But
Right.
and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, now all of us, the whole league is going to play on one card tonight.
Yeah.
right.
We've done that before. There's
Yeah.
4 people. You don't have to pay. Just we'll go toss around.
Yeah, that's right.
That's great.
Yeah.
Good call.
He's still taking your tag though.
Yeah.
No, it's taking your tag.
I'm here for the tag, baby.
Mhm.
We'll get to your like competitive stuff, but we're kind of learning about your character right now, like the stuff that you're doing outside of playing, like the almost the off the course
Mhm.
stuff, which I think is really relevant for the fact that you have a sponsor and it's like a legit sponsor. It's it's, lots of people end up with like little local sponsors, and that's great. That's really cool.
Yeah.
But to be a member of Team Disc Mania carries some weight, and they are looking at the whole picture. They don't want to just sponsor somebody who's a great player. There's more to it. How do you think about, kind of what Team Disc Mania expects of you?
So it's definitely something that I'm proud to be a part of, and I really do enjoy being on it. But I would say it's not like something I take like as that's all I do. Like there's other things that I will take a part of. Like another sponsor I have is Every Day, with Guzzo. Shout out Guzzo.
Another past guest.
Past guest of the show.
He is super cool. And it's just the sponsors are something that I keep in like the disc golf world, like super on course, just I don't know I don't know what the best way I could put this is, but
Do your sponsors ask you like about the stuff you're doing aside from just playing? Like,
I would say, yeah, I think so. I know after I text Avery Jenkins a lot. We talk a lot about
You're texting?
that's
mhm.
Damn.
very cool.
After I played the tournament at Eagles Crossing a few weeks ago, he was just letting me know, how did you like it? How did you like the course? And it was just super cool to see that someone cares about what's going
Mhm.
on,
So
which I appreciate.
for sponsorships at any level of disc golf, there is such an ambiguity to what a sponsorship even means,
Mhm.
right? There are so many people that are sponsored by any possible thing in disc
Mhm.
golf. What does Discmania and what does Everyday Disc Golf, what do they provide for you? Not necessarily like monetarily or tangibles, but like what do they provide for you that helps you in your disc golf career?
So yeah, I'll start with Every Day, which at the moment they're like a mindset, kind of like motivational brand and clothing brand more recently, which is super. So I got the hat on right now.
Very
He's got
jealous.
some super sweet jerseys that he's been making recently. He's got cool pants, cool windbreakers. Um, but
Top Secret Studios.
yeah, that is something super cool. And then with Discmania, not just like the free discs that I get, they've been helping me a lot this year with getting into these bigger tournaments.
Really?
Giving me like an early spot into Am Worlds. I got the tier 1 registration for that.
Damn.
So that was sweet.
Pays to know people, huh?
mhm. But yeah, I'd say they're pretty good with helping their team members out, just to do things they want to do.
Are there any dream sponsors that you like? You're just like, dude, if I ever got that would be
I
good.
would say that's what Discmania was when I
Whoa.
first started playing. Is
Aw.
Discmania is something I always liked their discs, and whenever I would see Dana at the course, I'd be like, "Yo, Tyler, look, that's Dana. He used to be on the pro tour. He throws Discmania. I want to be like him." And
Mm.
it's just super cool
I've
to
never
actually be there.
I've never told Dana this, but years ago, when I knew who Dana was, but didn't know him, he was at a Chipotle in Joliet. And I walked in with my wife and I was like,
That's Dana Vici.
that's Dana Vici. Don't tell him I ever said that. But I did that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Mm.
I'm going to cut all that.
Yeah.
Sure.
No, don't. That's so great.
Well, now is probably a good time to peek into the mailbag a little bit with our very first question. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but you guys can help me. Alex Ator? Do we know?
Ator.
Ator?
Yep.
Alex Ator has our first question.
Mhm.
If
It's not the tour, it's just
it's
a tour.
Ator.
Right.
Sure. If you had to give advice to any other ambitious 16-year-olds, regardless of its disc golf or career oriented, what would that be?
You said regardless of disc golf.
Yeah,
Sure.
disc golf
It
or
can
not.
be
Anything
disc
in
golf or
life,
not.
how we're
Yeah.
I would
Put
say
some advice out there for another 16-year-old who's listening right now.
Yeah, if there's something that you want to do, just do it. I would say one of my biggest fears at the beginning was like hearing no, like not being able to do what I want. But when I actually started doing it and getting more involved in this community, I was like, oh, this is actually something that I can do and something that I'm a part of. And just like being willing to take the risk to do that was like the biggest thing for me, I'd say.
Nice.
Don't we have an episode titled that? Basically, just dive in or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So you're giving the same advice as the disc golf guy, like Terry Miller,
Oh,
OG.
yeah. That's right.
Your
Terry.
mind went to the same place as like one of the most OG disc golf people out there. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, you were talking to us a little bit before we got started about your career wins.
Mhm.
We already said you've got 22 wins under your belt already, and you said your favorite was Clash
Clash at the Canyons,
2024
2024.
MA1. You were
MA1.
15,
I was 15 when I won.
and you'd been playing for what, a year, 2 at that point.
At that point, it would have been less than 2 years of playing tournaments. So then less than 3 years of just completely playing.
What was going through your head when you signed up for MA1? You
The
were like,
XXL layout.
That was
Mind you.
that tournament was my like big move up to MA1. Before that, I was playing a bunch of MA2 stuff throughout the summer, and I was like, "This is it, Clash! I get to move up to MA1, play the big layout," and I was super excited going into it. And I'm super glad I played in MA1 because I got to play the XXL layout, which is my favorite layout at Delwood. I just played it today.
sick.
It's super cool. And yeah, I'm glad I won.
were you going into it though like, I could win this, or were you just like, I just want to have a good time? Like, what were you
Going
kind of
into
thinking?
it, I was, because this was like my first MA1 tournament. I wasn't really sure what the competition was going to be like going into this,
Mhm.
but I was pretty confident, I'd say, going into it, thinking I could take it down just because I'd say I played that layout more than anybody.
I can attest.
And your boys who you play with a lot, like Tyler and Jackson, are they like at the same level as you at this point, or?
So I got to shout out Gavin Bednar. I just played with him before I came over here too. He has been giving me a run for my money this year sometimes. He is I just started playing with him last summer. He's getting really good. He can throw farther than anyone I've ever met. I would
Whoa.
like to put it out there. I think he's the farthest thrower in Illinois at the moment right now that lives in
Okay.
Illinois.
You
Also
guys were
attest to
messing
that.
around. Yeah, you guys were messing around at Highland at the
Oh yeah, that shot with
at the
nuke.
Unstable
Uh-huh.
Open, right? Just between rounds or after. I don't remember. Maybe it was after
I
while
think
we
it was
were tearing
after.
down.
Yep.
And they were throwing, if you know Highland listeners, they were throwing from the parking lot past 10 to like where 15's basket is and down into that road. And these guys were all throwing into the trees past 15's basket. But then Gavin was throwing it over the trees.
We measured one of them 650 feet.
What?
He was down the stairs, almost in the road between hole 15s,
It's insane.
the hole.
Who's
one of them.
coaching him?
Nobody.
Nobody.
For some reason, he's just built perfectly, and he can throw so incredibly far. Just this round we were playing, he put it to about 45 feet on 7 long tee at Delwood.
Nuts.
He did go to the school of Troy Berzawa for a couple of summers.
Oh, he played every day.
But I don't think that like he wasn't showing him how to throw that far, because if Troy was here to speak on behalf, he would be like, I can't throw that far. Like
Yeah.
he was just showing him the ropes and like the essentials and basics. But what Gavin has turned into, the kid's a monster.
Yeah.
When he's on,
Monster.
he's extremely good.
Yep.
Yeah. You, Gavin, Austin, the kids that they just get it.
Yeah.
They just picked it up and they just did it. And
Yep.
and they won it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it's the perfect recipe for just doing exactly what he's
Right.
doing. So you said your favorite win was at Clash. You
Mhm.
just played this past weekend or 2 weekends ago.
2
Was-
weekends ago.
2 weekends ago.
At Eagles Crossing.
Okay. Talk about that and why it wasn't your favorite, but
So I love the course. The course is insane. It's probably the best course I've played so far. The 2 courses they got out there. The win was awesome. It was super cool to win by 22 strokes.
The hell? How does that happen?
no big deal.
And the competition, they weren't playing bad either. For some reason, I just felt like in the zone. Every shot is going exactly where I want. All the putts are landing, and it was just a really good tournament.
Sounds like magic.
Huh.
22 strokes. But what kind of comments were you getting from people when they saw those scores?
They were just like one of them. My favorite one was from Steve Brown. He's like, you better be in jail for what you did to those people.
That sounds
That
like
was
Steve
a great
Brown.
comment.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great comment. What areas are the other, like, your competitors? I don't know if you knew them or not, but I mean, you played a couple rounds with the guys. Like, where were they from?
Most of them were from like within an hour or two. A lot of them were from Missouri. There's a couple from like Southern Illinois, but I think I was the
Yeah.
only person playing from up around here.
Do you think that you being from here has anything to do with your ability to go down to a course like that? Like, what is that feeling like for you to go down to Missouri? You're, a big fish over here. What does that make you feel like as far as like the other areas these kids are coming from? Like, do you feel like you have an advantage because of how it is around here?
Definitely. I would say I've played in a bunch of different areas. I've played in Colorado. I've played a bunch of places around the country. I would say right here is the highest grouping of high skill level players that I've experienced, next to like Colorado with like Joe Revere and all them
Mm-hmm.
and Aaron Gossage. But right here in the Joliet area, I think is the highest grouping of high skilled players.
I've heard that
experienced.
said by a lot of players, and like obviously, I'm MA2 for life.
Yeah.
So I won't ever experience that, but like I've heard Dan Schlitter talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard Dana say the same thing, but like I've never actually been to those areas to see that. But now you're saying it again. There's
Got to be
That's-
something to it.
yeah, there's got to be exactly.
If it ain't true, other areas come show us.
Yeah.
But
Other
you know it's
areas.
true. Rest of the world. How did Clash shake out? Who was like on the final card with you? Was it a shootout? Like,
So yeah,
I don't know the details.
Go after round one. I'd have to check. I don't believe I was in the lead after round one. If I was, it wasn't by a lot. But I ended up shooting a better second round than first, which I was happy about. But the guy I went into a playoff with, Austin Esterly, shot a 6 down second round, which is pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
To go into a playoff. I made a big putt on the last hole to tie him to stay into the playoff.
God,
And
that had to feel awesome.
it was good.
Mhm.
And we had a 2-hole playoff. On the first hole, it was the scariest thing of my life. We both threw great shots down the fairway to the lower part of 13. And his upshot, he threw first. His upshot was perfect. It hit the base and rolled OB. And I was like, oh my goodness. I just have to throw it in bounds.
Mm-hmm.
And the exact same thing happened as his. It
Oh,
just
wow.
it was a great shot. I was like, oh, sit. It hits the base of the wood and rolls OB also. We both tap in and we go to the next hole. It was me first because he threw first on the other hole. I threw a great shot. Well, it wasn't a great shot, but it was a good enough shot up to where I had a shot into the green because it's the horseshoe 14 to 15.
Mm-hmm.
I threw a good shot. He then missed the Mando off of the
Oh.
tee shot.
Yep.
And then
He
he
was not happy.
was not happy.
I can see his face when in that moment when that happened.
He then, if it wasn't a competition going against him, I would have told him to not do it. He then tried, because the drop zone's the white tee. He tried throwing
Oh.
a forehand over everything and then missed the other Mando, I believe.
Oh
Mhm.
boy.
And
Oh,
then
you
that
gotta
was
beat,
just,
you beat yourself up so bad after that.
yeah, it just was downhill from there for him. But I ended up getting up and down for the 4 there and took the win.
How did your boys react when you take down like the tournament of tournaments in this area?
Tyler was out there caddying for me the whole time, the whole tournament. He was there on the bag for the playoff. I got a great picture on my phone. He's super excited. He's more excited than I am.
He was damn near crying.
Yep. Yep.
It was awesome. Gavin was caddying for Austin, who was about halfway through his round at that point. And then Guzzo was out there too, just helping. The whole team every day was out there to congratulate for the win, which is super sick.
What are your parents like as far as your disc golf, your pursuit of disc golf? Obviously you're driving now, but
Mhm.
they must have been driving you to everything before this. And
before this year, they had to drive me to everything, which I'm super grateful for because it's a lot of time and energy to go to all these tournaments that I played last year, and I'm very grateful for them for doing that for me.
do you guys ever play as a family, or are they just supporting you?
Yeah, I've played with my dad once or twice before. He wasn't super big into it. And then
Also, if my son was you, I wouldn't want to play either. I'm not gonna get my smacked around by my son. No.
Oh yeah, well let's go play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I used to play with my dad a good amount when I first started, and as soon as I started throwing farther than him, we never played again. Like I haven't played with him since I was 15.
Wow.
Anyways, and then as far as like, you must have to take time off school, and like, there's considerations for how much
Yep.
you're playing. Like, what is it like talking to them about all that?
Yeah, this weekend I had another tournament. Last year I won the Illinois Amateur Championships in MA2, and I'm playing it again this weekend in MA1. I'm the highest rated person going into the tournament, so I'm hoping to take it down. I am missing school tomorrow to head down to the courses early to just get some extra practice in.
So you only have 15 days of school left then.
Yeah.
Sean's gonna count more than you do.
Jesus.
But yeah, I'm going down tomorrow. I'm playing a flex start there, and I'm excited for this tournament because this is another big one. Because I won it last year in a 6-hole playoff, which was very stressful.
Whew. He's got some under pressure wins. This is good.
I
Good.
mean, that's the biggest. Like, you can't teach that. But,
No.
what is the conversation like when you're like, Mom, Dad, there's another tournament coming up. Can I take time off for like? Can I,
Mhm.
miss today? Like, or what does the conversation sound like?
They're mostly pretty supportive of it. There was one tournament last year that I wanted to play that I wasn't able to just because I had a couple too many days of school missed already for playing disc golf. But overall, they're pretty supportive of taking me down to these big tournaments, and I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
So Sheila brought up a good question, as the producer usually does. But she said, "How do you, or do you realize how many people live vicariously through you?" Meaning, like us older guys, and I'm saying not older. Watch it, but just anybody like a few years older, knowing that you got the start that you did as early as you did. And how does it feel to be included in the group of names such as like Isaac McDonald and Ryan Mulder and those guys and those kids that are just killing it?
It's definitely something that I thought about when I first started. I remember when I first saw Ryan Mulder, I was like, oh, it's another kid out here playing. And he was so good. Even when I started playing, I never even thought of beating him because he was like the top guy around here.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember about a year ago, I saw the videos of Isaac McDonald playing at Am Worlds and Junior Worlds and all that.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, he was also super good back when he was around my age. And it's really cool to see that I guess I'm a part of that group too. Super cool.
You haven't even gotten to your potential yet, and you are part of that group, whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. So
Right.
yeah, keep it up.
Did you ever think about the other part of that question, like knowing that there are older people who look at what you're doing and go like, man, I wish I'd like had that kid's life.
I don't think I've ever really thought that deep into it, but I could definitely see some examples where some people would have been like, oh, I wish I started when I was his age.
Use that as motivation, like in a way that we ask you that question, but really what we're doing is we're telling you that is happening for all of us. That's happening for every guy that we know. Like, you have a talent that isn't quote unquote normal. You're doing it at a time in your life that is so much earlier by decades than
Yeah.
most people have even got introduced to the sport. Like, all I can say about that to you is like, take that with you, and like, not in a pressure way, but in a way that like, you are doing the things you're doing for so many more people than just yourself. And we are all holding you up when it is heavy.
I appreciate it.
You bet.
Yeah, and not just the talent, but the mindset.
Right.
Like,
Mhm.
to have the perspective that you have at your age is
Refreshing.
it's something I think that us and so many other players that know you just they take note. Like, damn, kid's doing the right stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. Do you ever talk to like your non-disc golf friends, like at school or what, like other kids,
Mhm.
like at, in your network?
Do you care about more than disc golf,
Like,
Noah?
yeah, what,
Do you
what do
talk
they-
about more than disc golf?
If I'm being completely honest, there's really nothing super big in my life right now besides disc golf. Like that's about it right now. That's what I'm most focused on.
That is okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that can be it.
Yeah, you
that's
can do that
killer.
right now in your
Yeah.
life.
But yeah.
That is a good question though. Like when you hang out with your non-disc golf friends, like do you just rattle on about disc golf and they're like, "Oh my god, here he goes
I
again."
generally keep it to a minimum
Okay, good.
when I'm hanging out with
That's
them.
wise. And when you're talking to girls, keep it to a minimum.
Don't even know what disc golf is.
Unless they're into disc golf, just
hmm
keep it to a minimum.
What do they have to say about it though? Like, do they think it's cool, or is it still very foreign and weird to your non-disc golfing
So-
friends?
Yeah. One of my friends, Adam, you've seen him. He's come to Delwood a few
Yeah.
times. He before was a big like, oh, disc golf's so weird. I'm never gonna do that. And now he loves the game.
Yeah, he's.
And he's out
I mean, he's
there.
playing tournaments and stuff.
Mhm.
Like, that's
Yeah.
great. So he was one of the guys that was like,
He was
thought
like,
it was lame.
He's one of the guys that thought I was a weirdo for playing it.
Well, that's not. You are a weirdo.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
But-
but
Right.
not.
You're- yeah,
yeah.
right.
Well, we got a couple mailbag questions, but I think before we get into that, I'm going to pull a random card right out of the deck. And this
Okay.
one, Noah, what is a dream you let go of, but it hurts?
Ooh.
Oh, this
16.
Yeah.
This has. I've been seeing it more and more, but I'm glad. I think I made the right decision. Back in like middle school, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, I was really big into ball golf. Like that was a
Balf.
golf.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
That's all I did. Not to toot my own horn, but I was pretty good.
I believe it.
Something says he's telling the truth.
The survey says.
Uh-huh.
In middle school, as an 8th grader, I almost made high school state. I was one stroke off of making it to state,
Jeez.
but that's just something I let go when I started playing disc
You
golf.
decided you wanted to chase the real money
hmm
in disc
Mhm.
golf.
Yeah, but I
It's
think I
also
made
a
the right
matter
decision.
of not spending the real money.
Yeah, right.
Like, man,
Sure.
it's so expensive.
For sure.
But okay, anyway.
All right, that was our serious question. Now let's do a couple silly ones because,
All right.
man, there's some people that want to talk to you about some crazy stuff. First off, Ryan Stilson wants to know Baja Blast from a can or blue Gatorade from a bottle.
Let's
What
go.
is that
This
about?
is the best question that I've been asked all night. Blue
Ouch.
Gatorade.
yeah.
Not in a harsh way.
Hurts my heart. Yeah.
Those two are, I can't really pick between the two, but if I just played a long round of disc golf, I'm picking the blue Gatorade in the bottle all
Like
day.
the dark blue or the
cool
light blue?
specifically.
Which one?
Cool blue
Cool
Gatorade.
blue. Yes. Yeah.
That is one of the things that
hands
keeps
down
me
the best
going.
flavor. Yeah.
Electrolytes, baby.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. Danny Beauchamp would like me to ask you, what do you eat for dinner at least 19 times a week? What is that about?
I know this.
I would say Raising Canes is
Oh,
my favorite
yeah.
thing.
He's
And it
got
has
a-
been.
Where did that sticker come from?
Shout out to Sheila for designing this right here.
That
This
is
is-
sick.
The Canyons, except it's the Canes logo. This is one of
Very
the
Did you
best
make that
clever.
things.
specifically for him,
We were inspired by him and Gavin.
dude.
Yeah. You can pick them up at the shop.
Mhm.
Sick.
So that explains why Casey Glade wants to know how many cane strips have you eaten in your short little lifetime? And what new menu item would you want them to add?
All right, so it's got to be in the hundreds. But I don't think they need to add anything. I think their menu is perfect how it is. They just got chicken, toast, fries, and sauce. That's all they need. I think it's great.
You don't get their coleslaw?
No, their coleslaw is not very good.
Okay.
Extra toast instead of coleslaw.
Yeah.
For sure.
Wow.
Wow.
Segment brought to you by Raising Cane's.
Sure.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah.
I've messaged them before about a Raising Cane sponsorship, and they did not answer me.
Oh,
But
they need to get on
That's
They
that.
should.
a missed op, man.
Yeah.
Like there is those two together, disc golf and Raising Canes, that makes sense.
Yeah.
to
That
me.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I know Silas Schultz. He also likes canes. He's also tried getting into contact with them. Same with Gannon Burr. I heard from Danny Beauchamp last weekend that when Gannon moved from Prodigy to Discmania, he traded his whole Prodigy collection for Canes gift cards.
Dude.
Because
Wow.
apparently one of the higher ups at Canes plays disc golf. And he was like, yo, dude, if you want these Canes gift cards, let me get some discs.
How do you get in touch with that guy?
My God.
Yeah, there's got to be
I-
a sponsorship
Right?
opportunity
There
there.
has to be
Why
something.
not?
That is an email away from happening. It's
Yeah,
got to be
right,
that close. Yeah.
Or an Instagram DM?
Yeah.
I've
for sure.
tried.
Are you tagging them though?
We'll get you there.
I'm not, but
You gotta
Oh,
be
you gotta
tagging
tag
them,
'em.
dude. You gotta
Yep.
get their attention.
Constant tag them. Yep.
You have to download their logo off the internet.
oh my
and
gosh, I put
add it
Kane's
to all
logos.
of your Instagram posts
my
and tag
jerseys.
them in it, and just
He's
have
gonna get
it
a
like in the
cease and
corner.
desist.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Then
stop
he's
talking to us, you
arrested.
weirdo.
Yeah.
We have no affiliation with this kid.
Yeah. I don't know why he's doing this. Ryan Stilson would also like to know, what is your middle name and why is it Rodney?
Oh my gosh.
What is that about? These are the
Yeah.
most bizarre questions we've ever gotten in the mailbag.
This came up. We were all chilling in the Delwood shop this one time, and Tyler out of nowhere asked, "Hey Stilson, what's your middle name?" And he didn't even end up answering, but he just went on some long rant. And then Tyler was like, "What's your middle name, Noah?" And I was like, "Rodney." And then Stilson, for whatever reason, just started laughing and laughing. I was like, "What's so funny?" And I don't even know what he found so funny, but he just could not understand that my own name was Rodney.
Is
It's a very funny middle name.
is there like a family
Yeah, my
reason
grandpa's
why?
name is Rodney. and
Got
I
it,
just
got
got
it.
the-
Now
Okay.
we're all bad people.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it's not random.
Can I do this?
Yeah.
It's not, to me, it's not a funny name. It's
Nice.
just funny that Stilson thinks it's so
yeah,
funny.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
exactly what it is.
Yeah.
And now he's calling you fishing rod.
Yeah, I think that's what it stemmed from. Is he's calling me fishing rod.
That's so good.
That is good. That is good. But on a more serious note, Nick Kaminsky does have a question, and he wants to know, who's a local person that you look up to the most, and what pro do you look up to the most?
Local person. Are we saying as in disc golf or just as like a person itself?
Just somebody we would all
However you
know.
want to answer that question.
I'd have to say I'm not sucking up or anything, but
Oh,
Sean.
here it comes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Just-
knew it.
I knew it.
As like the leader of the community, I think it's just super cool everything he does for everybody. All the flex starts he runs, all the stuff that he does for Delwood as a course.
All the
It's
stickers he
super
makes.
awesome.
Yeah.
Stickers, yeah. But as a pro,
You got some free canes coming, kid. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
as a pro, I gotta say probably Gannon. I think he was in my position at one point where he won USDGC at the biggest tournament in the world, arguably at 17 years old, which is insane. So I just would like to be something like him one day. Just
Does
like a
that?
young
I
guy.
mean, does that feel realistically obtainable to you right now at 16? No.
That's just crazy. At 17, he won that.
Yeah.
That's wild.
You
for
just
sure.
won that huge tournament by 22 strokes. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
that's a pretty
So,
big
so
sign.
It
the
was
new
definitely a
goal
big
for
one.
you is in 2026, we need to get you to a USDGC qualifier,
I think we need to do this.
and then we need to get you to USDGC. I think the community can make that happen.
I hope so. That would be
That's a good
super
goal.
cool.
That's a UD
that's-
road
that,
trip.
That tournament is definitely a dream of mine for sure.
Yeah.
Playing there,
Yeah. UD road trip to Augusta.
Definitely.
I came. From,
There's so many inside jokes that we could get into that I
Yeah.
hear about from the sidelines. Your
Oh,
PDGA
yeah.
profile picture and the fish bow and like
oh man,
what is the deal with all the? Is it a group chat?
Yes,
is it Snapchat?
there is a group
What-
chat. It's called the Fish Heads to give
Okay.
everyone the insight. This all stemmed from Tyler making some joke. There's a picture. It's a long fish. I think it's a pike that has a picture of Danny Beauchamp's head on it. And Tyler just
You
started
sure it's
calling
not
him-
just Danny Beauchamp?
It might be. It looks like him. And then Tyler just started calling him Fishbow. And then from there, it just spiraled into this crazy fish lore where everyone's some type of fish. It's so stupid.
I feel like every
That's
high school
hilarious.
friends
Yeah,
group has
yes.
got a stupid story that is funny
yeah.
to them and
Yep.
nobody, and
Yeah.
it's perfect.
Good. So good.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hit you with a speed round of really quick questions with you giving the shortest answer possible?
Let's go for it.
Favorite music artist right now?
Tyler, the Creator.
Cool answer.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, that's tough. I gotta check real quick. All right, what's the next question while I'm looking?
If Raising Cane's ceased to exist,
Dead.
Send this clip to their
Oh my
sponsorship.
God.
The sponsorship team.
next question.
Yeah. Perfect.
Oh
One
my
word answer.
God.
Dead.
Dead.
Orange soda or grape soda?
Orange. I hate grapes so much.
Really?
Grape soda. I just think of medicine when I have it.
Yeah,
I can't. I can't do
you
it.
would.
Valid.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah,
Valid.
yeah, kind of.
Are you a movie guy? Do you watch a lot of movies?
Not really.
Not
Not
really.
a super big movie guy. I'm not usually a big TV guy either.
That's
I
good.
like to watch some like disc golf coverage though. If you
Duh.
couldn't, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. You turn into a movie guy. Look what
Yeah,
happens.
you become
That's
this.
what
Yeah.
happens, yeah.
Right.
Is there anything that you see local players doing that kind of gets under your skin, or you just like you're like, I'm not into that?
I don't know. I would say there's not maybe like a big thing that almost like got me injured was not saying four. If you're, I almost got hit in the head once. Oh, going into that, I did hit Gavin in the head with a forehand once.
Did you say 4?
I did. I was just throwing it up to the basket.
How
and,
close was he?
180 feet away, maybe.
This was just recently. You
This
guys came
was-
in. This was like
It was
a
over the
month
winter.
ago.
It was over the
Or,
winter.
okay,
for
over
sure.
the winter. I remember when you guys came in.
Yeah, I just, it just kind of slipped out, hit him in the head, and I was like, "Oh, you okay?" And
That
yeah,
was funny.
but definitely not letting someone know if a disc is coming near them because that could be dangerous.
All right, I got my question. Fantasy road trip. You can go anywhere to go play disc golf. You and 3 other people. Who are your 3 people, and where are you going?
So first, I'll start where we're going. We're going to North Carolina. We're gonna play Nevin Park, which is where they usually hold the tour championships.
Mm-hmm.
If I could take 3 people, I gotta go. Oh, Stilson's gonna hate me. I gotta go Danny Beauchamp, Tyler, and Gavin.
The creator?
Tyler Lackenberg.
Anybody.
Oh, I can pick
anybody.
anybody?
Anybody.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be the dogs.
We can take Tyler out. We'll take Gannon in.
Okay.
Ooh.
But I think that's pretty solid right there.
I think Tyler's gonna be mad about that.
Tyler, I'm sorry. If you're listening, I'm sorry.
So you're taking Debo, Gannon Burr, and
Gavin.
Gavin.
I gotta take Gavin. He's a cool guy.
Gavin's cool.
And then I love playing with Debo. I always play so good when I play with him, and I love beating him. I don't think there's anyone I like beating more than him.
That's the answer I wanted
The
to hear.
entire community loves when you beat Debo.
I didn't think I liked that answer until you just said that. That you enjoy beating him, and that's why
Yeah.
you wanted to bring him with you. That's
Yep.
great. Yeah.
Good answer.
Okay.
Since you just started driving, what's your dream car?
My dream car. I like obtainable cars.
Sure.
I would say probably a Porsche 911 GT3 RS.
What color?
Gray.
Oh,
With a little bit of black
Mm.
accents.
That was my answer, except
Red.
guards red.
Yeah.
And black.
Not a huge fan of red.
Sorry, we put that red light right behind you.
Yeah.
You're gonna be glowing red this
Oh,
whole
it's
time.
all
right. Yeah.
Sorry to have Team Red destroy you next weekend, but
Team
whatever.
Orange,
Go ahead.
Team
Go
Orange is
ahead.
taking it down.
No big deal.
God, I hope we
Green,
win.
baby. Green, baby.
Mm-mm.
All right, I think we've come to the end of this road. Unless there's anything you want to ask us or you want to talk about still.
I would like to ask, how did this podcast start? How did it become a thing?
Hmm.
Because I see it's been going on for a few years now.
A few.
5.
Yeah. 5
Uh,
years.
The curtains pulled all the way back. Answer.
Let's hear it.
Sure.
It's been long enough. We can tell them.
It's kind of funny that you, Ryan, had asked. We had done a few things together. Like you'd made trophies for us. You've done.
We got to
jerseys
like
for us.
second base. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
over the pants stuff.
Uh-huh.
And at some point, you had asked if I would be interested in helping with the social media for Unstable Disc Golf
Correct.
Gear because you were just like, "Kill me! I don't want to deal with that stuff."
Yeah.
You seem like you know what you're doing.
Turns
Realistically,
out,
I did not.
barely.
I did not. But I guess I gave the right impression. So I did start to do some like quick videos and like just really basic content. And at some point I was like, we need a machine that will like we need something that we can keep making content
Mhm.
about.
Mhm.
Because we're running out of ideas really quickly. And I was like, a
Mhm.
podcast would give us sort of infinite
Mhm.
content and we'd probably have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
And then Ryan was like, I'm actually an audio engineer and I have all the equipment and like I do like that's my world. Like that's my shit. And I was like, well, this seems like it's kind of meant to be. And then
Mhm.
I was like, should we ask Sean if maybe we can do it at the shop?
And I said no, and then he was like, "Well, I guess we should anyway."
Yeah, okay.
As soon as we came to Sean was like, I've been trying to get Ryan to do this for years already.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's get going. And we just decided, let's just do it, see if we have fun with it, because none of us had really ever done an actual podcast before. And if we have fun with it, we'll keep doing it. And if not, that'll be that. We'll just see how it goes.
Yeah.
We did the first episode. We had a blast.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we sounded amazing. Well, Ryan did make us sound pretty good for our first time.
Right.
But we had enough fun that was like, definitely let's do the next episode. And then we did episode 3. And at that point, Jason had listened to episodes 1 and 2.
Mhm.
And I think you reached out to Sean.
Message Sean every day.
And he's like, "I know what it needs."
I was like,
Let's-
listen, guys.
It
My
needs-
brother's never gonna shut up about
Yeah.
this. So can we just put
Let's
him
just
in
bring
it?
him on the one time so
Yeah.
he shuts up.
Yeah.
And we
it-
basically had the same. We were like, let's just see how it goes.
Yeah.
Just bring him on.
Yeah.
Just like you starting helping with leagues. Legitimately, I mean, short answer is we just were like, let's give it a shot because we like it.
Yeah.
We're passionate about it, and here we are, 80 more episodes later.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
think the thing that the magic dust that's kept us doing it is we never wanted to talk about stuff that we didn't really care about. We were like, let's just stick to the stuff we know about, the stuff we think is cool. We don't need the disc golf world doesn't need another podcast about people talking about what the pros are doing. Like there's tons of that stuff out there.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the stuff that is like the real life that we do, like running the events, making the apparel, all the stuff that we see and do in the scene. And that just felt like a North Star. And happy to say that following that has not led us astray yet.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Thanks.
One more question I do have is, what are these buttons?
Oh my
I-
God.
I think I've heard something about a button in one of the other episodes, and I've also heard something
What
about that wheel in one of the other episodes.
What a
But we don't have to get into that.
great
But-
transition, Noah. It's
You ever done this before?
we didn't even plan that. But I think Noah's implying that it's time for the trivia portion of the night.
The motherfucking trivia portion of the night.
The trivia portion of the night brought to you by Bag of Tricks Entertainment. That is BAIG of Tricks Entertainment. Follow us on any social media where we will post up and let you know where you can hear questions like what's going to happen here soon. But before we do that, gentlemen, let me know what's on your buzzers. Alex, what do we got tonight? Nice.
That's what it sounded like when he and I got to second base.
Oh, nice. Fair enough, Ryan.
Which one of us made that sound?
Yeah. Speaking of second base, what do you have?
Malort sucks.
Mm.
Wait.
Malort sucks.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
Sean?
File cabinet.
Nice. Nicely done. And Noah, what do you got for us?
Canes.
Nicely played.
Canes.
Going into tonight's episode, we are 4 episodes into the season. This is our 5th episode. Alex, you are currently sitting at 19 points.
Previously, I was above 20.
That's right.
Yeah,
Ryan, you have 14 points.
Yes, I do.
Sean, you have 10 points.
I'll take it.
Can you remind me, how do I get past 20 successfully?
You
you'll
have to
wanna
wait
for
the
a 3-point question.
Yeah, the 3-point question because there's 1 and 3.
Yeah.
Because if you
when-
get 1, you just get.
Automatically knocked back.
Yeah.
There's no
So
way.
you have to,
There's no way.
you have to wait.
There's a beautiful loophole that
And
Ryan
every time
may
I
be
get
aware
past
of.
20, I have to take another shot of Malort. That's
No,
what you
every
said.
time you get past 20, you lose 2 points and goes to the other player.
Yeah, there's no Malort involved at 20.
Okay.
So if you get a
This is
3-point
just the penalty.
question,
The-
when you
the-
lose the points, that
penalty
puts
at
you at
10 is
20,
Malort.
and then you're good.
The penalty at 20 is
I'm
that
just
you
saying,
have
if
to
I
get
end up
more
knowing-
than 20.
If I know
Yeah.
the answer to one of these 1 point
So good.
questions, I'm not going to not buzz in. I
All
can't.
right. Okay.
All right, let's see. Buzzers ready? In a standard game of darts, the inner bull is worth how many points?
Malort sucks.
Oh, I think Ryan was a hair ahead.
50.
50 is correct. Give him 1 point. Who made history in 1981 by being the first woman appointed to the Supreme Court?
Gaines.
Oh, Noah, go ahead. What you got?
Amelia Earhart.
That is not correct.
Oh,
not correct. That's so good that that was
That's a
your
great
answer.
answer.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Is that not-
so
That's a great
good.
answer.
Oh
Is
my
Noah
god.
secretly the funniest kid I know?
It's so
Oh
good.
my
I know a famous
God.
woman from history.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Oh
say these
my
words.
He
God.
buzzed so confidently.
I know. Who made history in 1981? Alex?
Is it Ruth Bader Ginsburg?
It is not Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Okay.
Shit, I know who it is.
Finish the question.
Finish the question. Who made history in 1981 by being the first woman appointed to the Supreme Court? You are out of time. It is Sandra Day O'Connor.
Oh,
Sandra
I
Day
thought there was
O'Connor.
more to it.
No.
Oh, okay. All
No.
right. All right. Fine. That's fair. That's fair.
You're sure it's not Amelia Earhart?
Yep. We
Oh my
listeners, we took a quick
God.
break. I googled it while we were on break, and yes, it is not Amelia Earhart.
Joan of Arc.
Next 1 point question: what powdered mix was marketed as Space Age?
Oh.
Alex,
Tang.
Tang is correct.
Rude.
That puts you at 20 points, but don't worry because you are now back down to 19, and 2 points go to Ryan and Sean.
One
for-
each,
Two
right?
or one
for
each?
answering.
One each.
One
Okay.
each. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
okay,
each
okay,
is going to
okay.
go.
Thanks,
and
Doug.
You're welcome.
you are
Thank you.
still at 19. You're
I'm
your own worst enemy sometimes. You know that?
I'm just a
He's a
good
giver.
sportsman.
He's a giver.
Righting wrongs throughout the 1820s California, what fictional TV hero's unmasked name was Don Diego de la Vega? Alex?
Zorro?
Zorro is correct.
No.
keep him
Thanks,
at
Doc.
a score and give Ryan and Sean another point.
Only I can beat
I
myself.
don't know why he's doing this. All right.
Nobody makes me bleed my own blood.
That is enough 1 point question. Let's get into our 3 point
Oh,
questions.
now it's gonna come
And
alive.
This
Okay.
is going to be a lot of fun. So I'm going to set this up. In the world of music, okay, there are a gajillion different song titles, but for whatever reason, there are multiple artists that have had hit songs that have the same name. All right, the example I'm going to give is Stone Temple Pilots, TLC, and Radiohead have all had a hit song named what? No, you're not buzzing in. This is just an example.
Oh. Creep.
Creep
Yeah.
is the answer,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay.
Sure.
So I have 3 artists that have all had a hit song named something, and you guys come up with that name, and if you get it, you get your 3 points.
I
You
have
ready?
a feeling I know the answer
Come on.
before you even ask it.
The Cranberries, Fleetwood Mac, and Beck. Alex?
Zombie?
No.
File cabinet.
Sean?
Dreams.
Dreams is correct. Give Sean 3 points for that one.
Damn, he's got to be close to 20 now, right?
How many?
Ooh, how many do
15.
I have?
Getting there. All right.
Oh,
Let's
if I
see.
answer a question, I go back down to 19.
Yeah. The next one worth 3 points. The Pointer Sisters, Van Halen, and Criss Cross.
Malort sucks.
Oh, Ryan.
Jump.
Jump is correct. And that puts you at 20 points, my
But-
friend.
That's okay. 19 is better than
Does
17.
that mean
All
that
right.
Sean and I get 1 point?
Yep.
Yes,
So
it does.
he's going to drop back down to
What happens to
19.
me now? I'm at 20.
And you're at 20. So and now there's just an infinite loop. And Sean,
No.
you're both stuck at
No.
19, and Sean just got
Yes.
2 points. That's totally how that works. Next
so now
one.
I'm at 17.
Now you're at 17. Yes.
I'm writing a letter to the creators of this game.
Feel free. They don't care. Next one. Incubus, The Cars, and REM. Alex, Drive is correct.
Oh,
Now you are officially over your hump.
22.
He should be at 22
Nice.
right now, giving him 3 points. Let's do one more. Three Dog Night, Metallica, and Harry Nilsson. Alex?
1?
Jesus, 1 is
Ah.
correct. Give him 3
Fucking
more points.
FP, baby.
And let's do it one last time to finish tonight's trivia portion of the night. Toto, Sting, and Christina Perry. Alex?
Africa?
That is incorrect. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. You're out of time. 1,000 years.
Mm.
1,000 years.
Toto had other songs than Africa.
For sure they did.
Mhm.
They have a catalog of fantastic
yeah,
songs.
really
Toto
great
is a
songs.
great prog rock band.
Yep.
But That was tonight's trivia portion of the night, brought to you by Bag of Tricks Entertainment. That is BAIG of Tricks Entertainment. Follow us on any social media, or just come out to Cellar Door on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. and hang out with me, or Tuesday nights at Altar Brewing at 7 p.m. and hang out with me. As of this episode going into the next one, Alex, you are currently sitting at 25 points. Ryan, you are sitting at 19 points.
Mm-hmm.
And Sean, you are sitting at 17 points.
Let's go.
You're getting there. Alex out over
Mostly
the hump.
thanks to Alex.
Yeah.
I got you.
I appreciate you.
I'm gonna have to wait until the 3 points next time.
Yeah,
Damn
for
it.
sure. You're going to end up in the same situation that Alex was. But
Yep.
we'll see next episode.
Okay.
Keep it going.
All right. Thank you for what has become my favorite segment of the show, Jason, the trivia portion of the night. And thank you, Noah, for being here with us. Really appreciate you taking the leap, diving in, letting us mess with you a little bit, learn some stuff about your life. You shared a lot of really great stuff, and I hope people listen to this. I especially hope younger people listen to this. I think you are a valid role model that other people should be paying attention to. And I especially hope people are inspired by your contributions during the trivia portion of the night.
I appreciate it. You know, I just wanted to give you guys a chance to answer some of the trivia questions. But
That's so kind.
I appreciate it.
What a
Yeah.
guy.
What a dog.
uh-huh.
I get why you guys like this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's all right. He's all right.
All right, don't forget to pick up one of Noah's Tour Series discs so he can have a dope summer.
Mhm.
And don't forget, Jason still has a couple of shirts left.
Oh, quick shout out to
Mm.
the so my last episode, the Fired Up, was I had just received the shirts. Ryan printed 60 of them for me. As of this record, I am down to about 12 of them. So
Yeah, baby.
No
I
big
have
deal.
sold so many of those. They're great. And if you're listening to this and you want one, you better slide up in them DMs real soon before they're gone.
The proceeds from those shirt sales will help Jason go on tour this summer with Noah.
Let's go.
Jason, the Jason and Noah tour.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Mm,
Some-
That would be
Subscribe.
hilarious.
that would be fun.
Subscribe to that channel.
Yeah, that's gonna be the name of our YouTube channel.
All right, let's
we
go.
got this. Let's do it.
On the note of subscribing, listeners, thanks for listening. Thanks for all the support. Make sure you go subscribe on YouTube. We've got a
Yeah.
few of those episodes up with video and plenty more to come. All your support is super helpful. And just a reminder, we don't make any money doing this. We do it for fun. And if you guys enjoy it, that's great.
And if you don't, that's also great.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Hook airs.
Until next time, y'all keep it on the fairway.
See ya.
Y'all be good.
Peace.
Goodbye.